Welcome back in. Timberborn, Let's Play Folktales Canyon Map, Episode 3. So where we last left our heroes, or our beavers, is we had just started a 4-day drought. We should be able to handle that without any real challenge there. We expanded out our housing, built this nice little compact space, got a couple of shrubs, our little rooftop deck there, give them some entertainment and help improve their morale. And then we also, or happiness, I guess it's called in the game. And then we also expanded out over to here, putting in some aquatic farming, and we moved our farming over to the side of the map while expanding out our forestry. The other real big thing that we did is we started to collect some metal over here. And I'm beginning to think that it might be time to start putting that metal to use here. That one of the things that we're going to wind up getting, we're already at cycle 4, is we're going to get a badtide. We're going to probably get that sooner rather than later. And I'd like to start getting prepped for that. And so we can do that by building out some metal blocks. Going to take a fair bit of resources to get that set up, but we'll do that. We've got the science, so that's good right there. And then we also will need, where is it? Right here, our contamination barriers. And I think it was 300 that I saw on the smelter, 400. So we've got the science for it. So we'll start to get some contamination barriers set up. I'm not going to go wild with it, but I definitely want to get some coming down this side of the map and then along here to protect these trees, and then definitely get it over here to protect all of our farming. Really, our farming is going to be the first priority here because this is going to go relatively quickly. And even if the trees die, if they've grown at least, we'll wind up getting the lumber out of them, but still definitely want to protect them there. All right, so that's going to be the first thing that we want to do. I still want to try and get my sluice in here, but unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have the science to do that. This is relatively expensive on the science side of things. Where was that sluice? I'm obsessed with getting in a sluice here. Oh, only 400. Oh yeah, we're gonna get some sluices in there. We'll get some sluice action going over on these instead of our little flood barriers. I'm really excited to play with those. It's the little things in life that make me happy. So we'll get that, and I also think we're going to expand out our housing over here as well. Get some 9 lodges set up on this side. And then since we've also got metal, it might be a good time to turn our attention to start getting some badwater collected to get some explosives. So that way we can start to lower this section here and get us a little bit both, get us a bit more water storage. And then maybe also start looking at doing a little bit of terraforming and a little bit of irrigation. So I think that's going to be the plan for this episode. I know the last couple ran closer to about like an hour. I think the second episode was like an hour 5 question mark. So I'm going to try and go a little shorter than that, maybe closer to the ballpark of about 40 minutes or so. If you haven't noticed anything about both my play style, but also my record style, is I record me playing the game. So I'm not going back and doing any real editing except for those times when I maybe cough or I step away for a couple of moments. But otherwise, you're getting the gameplay right here. This is just very much my style. And so I'm going to try and keep it a little bit closer to about like 40, 45 minutes. Last big thing, as always, please like, subscribe, share, do all of those types of things. If you really want to help the channel out, you can go ahead and donate to the fundraiser. Anybody who contributes $10 will get their name put into the game as one of the beavers. So without any further ado, let's get going here. let's get some metal going. So we're not actually going to be able to start creating metal. Maybe that's one of the other things that we could look at doing, is getting some wind power as well here. But in the meantime, let me get a smelter here. I'm going to flip that so that way all of my doors are on the same side. It's those little details here. Let's get that set up, and then that way we can get to smelting. Now, when we put in that smelter, we are going to wind up with some additional injured beavers, so we'll have to keep an eye on our injured beavers. We'll also want to expand out our number of beavers. How are we looking on our children here? We're moving along. I'm going to wait a little bit longer before opening up some new beds here, but we're definitely going to need to keep expanding out our population. That right now we have 5 open jobs, which is really just from our hauling post here. But even still, we know that we're going to be adding in some more buildings, so we'll definitely want to expand that out. Let me speed this up. There we go. And let me also get a pile here with our scrap metal. And one big advantage to having the hauling station is that now you can help improve your logistics. So right here, what I can do is mark this to supply, and then down here, mark this to obtain. And this is one of those things that will really kind of help move things around. That if you have an item marked as supply, it'll be used if it's convenient. So right here, I've got my little beaver hard at work. He's going to be, or she's going to be pulling down my metal and then putting the metal, the scrap metal right down here. And then the obtain right down here means that this is going to try and obtain. So our haulers are actually going to come into play here and move those metal blocks back and forth. And that's really both, in this case, going to help out our construction. Let me actually prioritize this. That way we can get that built right away. But this is going to both help help our construction move a little faster, because we'll then have the metal blocks that are needed, or the scrap metal, rather, that we're going to need right here. And then the other very big thing that we'll have is then when we start to actually do our smelting, we'll be able to just pull that right from across the street, so to speak. And that's going to help things move along that much faster. Cool. All right. So that is set up there. Let's see, how are our children doing? Getting a little closer. I think once we get maybe 1 or 2 more adults, we'll start to do that. I do need to bulldoze or blow that up. What can I do in the meantime, since I can't do that? I can at the very least set up this part here and then put that in. I just need that one square right there. That one square gone. We'll worry about that in a little bit, but I can at least build the rest, and that'll look pretty good. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and I'm going to wait for the morning. So that way beavers have someplace to sleep here. Give it just a moment. There we go. And then now let's turn on that triple lodge, and then let's delete both of those. And now let's start getting some storage set up. So we want a medium warehouse there and another medium warehouse there. And let's get one of these to carrots, and let's set this to empty. And let's make sure I've got my path right into there. Beautiful. And then what do I want? What do I want here? What do I got cooking, so to speak? We've got grilled spatterdock and we've got sunflower seeds. let's maybe do grilled spatterdock into there. And let's also make sure that we've got a path into there. And let's do a little bit of deleting. There we go. And then once that's fully empty, I'll go ahead and blow that up. And then we can set this up. So I've got a little bit of a gap here where this 9 spot is going to wind up going. And I suppose theoretically I could start to set up some overhangs here, but I don't know, that seems a little bit of an over-architect when I can, just for the time being, put in some platforms. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to go with platforms for the moment. I think right to there is going to be good. My droughts ended. Excellent. And now, give this just a second here to finish emptying. Let's just move things along a little faster. Is that full already? It is full. Ah, shucks. Okay. That's all right. I can still start getting the rest of this set up. And let's go like that. And then let's get that set up. And let's get a path. And then our path goes out to here. And then all along there. And then back again. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. So for my well-being, let's set up our rooftop terrace. And I'm going to mirror the other side. And I think what I'm going to do here on my decoration, I'm going to... How much is a lantern? 100? I've got the science. Yeah, so I'm going to put a lantern here. And I'm going to put a shrub here. I think I'm actually going to delete that shrub and set up a lantern. Turn that around. There we go. Just to get that a little bit of symmetry. And then let's get my housing right here. So my triples. Oh, wow. I should really never trust my own visualization here. That I really thought all I needed to do was blow away one item. There's actually a fair bit of... Wait, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, because it would go right here. Yeah, never doubt yourself. That's the lesson for today, is never doubt yourself. All right, let's go ahead and build that and build that. And I'm going to pause this. Beavers will get stuck sometimes in the weirdest of places. And so what I don't want to have happen is for a beaver to come along, build this, and then wind up getting stuck back here. So I'm just going to pause that and make sure that that does not accidentally happen. And this is now done. So I can blow that up. And we can then get our last bit of housing. And I think what I'm going to do for the time being for my housing is I think I'm going to go with a couple of just regular lodges here. Just because, again, my population is relatively small, and I don't want to accidentally expand things out a bit too fast. So I'm just going to hold off on going with all 9 spots for my housing. So I'm just going to get myself a couple of 3s so that way I can be a little bit more careful about expanding that out. And in fact, because I think I'm going to need some more housing here pretty quick, let me prioritize that. Excellent. So we're expanding this out. That's looking all really good. And yeah, and it looks like we're smelting. Beautiful. That's all built for us. Beautiful. And we've already got our first metal block. And now let's start to set up a little bit of our barriers here. So let's clean up this path. Oh, let's be careful there. Let's not do that. Oh, why is that paused? Let's turn that back on. Let's get some more water going here. Let's see. How do I want to pause that? I've got 200 beavers, 2 beds. I'm okay. No, I think I'm good. Yeah, we're going at a good rate there. So I'm going to leave that one turned on. And I think for the time being, I'm going to pause that. There we go. Okay, where was I? Back over to here. So let's get landscaping and let's get our contamination barriers. So I know I'm going to want across here. Yes, across here and across here. I am going to need to put a little bump here, which I'll do in a little bit. And let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Too far, that's fine. I can fix that in a moment. I think that's going to be good. I think that's a good place to start. And let's get some paths along here. Let's see, are you now in range? You are. Okay. Now, if this is your first time, one thing that's worth noting is that water won't go through the edges here. Even though it might look like it does, it's not going to look at as much with the new water physics. On the old, it really looked like it might be going through, but in fact, it's not. So it does not go through corners here. So in other words, right here. Yeah, so what I don't need is I don't need a contamination barrier right there where I'd be looking to potentially build that. I don't need that one because again, it's not going to go through the corners. Excellent. And I'm going to leave this space open just in case I decide to do a little bit of industry over here. Since I've already got the water wheels, and how are we looking power-wise? 530 total, 420 horsepower needed. So I could definitely put another building or two over here if I so desired. So I'm going to give myself that option. Okay. Now, one of the downsides to the contamination barriers is that, unfortunately, you can't just put a road on top of them. So I am going to need a little bit of a bump to get over the contamination barrier that I'm going to wind up putting right there for the time being. Once we get maybe a longer term solution, or maybe once I start blowing this out, maybe if I go with a suspension bridge, then I might maybe move this back a square to here. We'll see how that winds up working in the future. But for right now, I'm just going to put it right here, and I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait till the end of the day to do that. Let me go ahead and speed it up. Just since right now, this is the only path that my beavers have to this space. I'm just going to wait till the end of the night. They're going over there to go get sunflower seeds. I really should get a warehouse with sunflower seeds on the other side. That will make everybody happier. Okay. Now then, let me select that, delete that, and let me also get the road here, the path. This is always a tricky part. And then let me also delete that. And let's get my contamination barrier right there. And, shucks. You know what? Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put it there after all. Yeah. Because I'm going to need some stair stuff anyway. So let's do this. I want a stair there, and a stair there, and a stair there, and then I want a platform there, and then I want contamination barrier right there. One of the little things, they would still have access to it, but one of the things to note about the accessibility for beavers for building is they can actually build underneath a platform. So they can reach up one level, they can reach down an infinite level. So guess they've got this great set of ropes and pulleys and whatever. But I don't question. But one of the other big things is that even if maybe I had blocked this off with like a levee or another staircase or something like that, so that they wouldn't have access just to be able to walk over to here, they would still be able to build it. So they can actually build through a platform to something that is underneath it, which... if you're going to be doing anything where maybe you are, there we go, set all that to high priority. So if you're going to be doing anything where maybe you've run a channel and then you're going to be running panel or power through that channel, then why do I have so many baby beavers? You know, after all of this paying attention to it, I did to myself what I kept saying I didn't want to do. I don't know how that happened. Oh. Shucks. I did not want that to open. All right. Well, oh, what can I do here? Let me just slow this down for a second. You know what I can do? Let me build this. Let me rush that. And then let me pause that triple lodge. No, that's not gonna work. Two empty beds. What would I need? I would need a... I really don't want this. I really don't want a third of my beavers to all be roughly in the same age range. This is... this is life in my brain. I get so distracted by other things and then I forget that. All right, fine. I'm just going to live with it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Once we really start to grow out our population, it's not going to matter as much, but in the interim, it is what it is. Okay. Well, let's just live with it. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. So if you channel out and you run power through the channel, and then you start putting your platforms over it, the beavers can actually still go ahead and build right underneath there. So that way you don't have to worry about like timing and pausing and stopping and so forth. Honestly, it took me a very long time playing the game to actually realize that. So, man, that was so silly. Oh, well. We'll live. We'll live. Yeah, so I got a quarter of my beavers all in the same age range. Oh, this stinks. We ran out of water because I forgot to close this. Or open that. Okay, cool. At least everything was still alive. One of the mods that I really love to use is the automation one, where I could actually automate this so that when a drought starts, I close it. When a drought stops, I reopen it. And I can also do it based on like the height of the water and things like that. Unfortunately, that mod has not been moved over to Steam as of yet. I'm recording this on June 29th. So I don't have that mod right there. So, man, I really got to start paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh, gosh. That is just too funny. Okay. We just can't get a plank. Yeah, we're making planks. we're looking good. We are looking good. Okay. Let me go ahead and get maybe storage for some planks. Maybe we'll put that there. And then let's maybe also get one more for logs as well. This is going to be for planks. I'm not going to worry right yet about metal blocks because we're going to be using them pretty much right away. Basically, right as they're being stamped, we're going to be using them. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. At some future point, I'm going to want to get across here just to create another path. That right now I've only got 2 paths to the other side. I've got this one here and that one there. I'd really like to have one here as well. The more paths that you give to your beavers, then the better that they can move around. Things become that much more efficient. All right, back to planting some contamination barriers. I don't know if you plant them, but that's what we're going to call it. So let's get those there. Let's get those there and there. And let's go out to here. And I think this is going to be good. I'm also going to want to demolish that. Let's get that done pretty quickly. And then that way I can get... another contamination barrier set up down here. I love the animations. Getting in there with a little hammer, the little farmer hats. So cute. Okay. There is that. So we've got contamination barrier set up on that side. I'm going to let that sit for just a moment. Okay, our science is looking really good. This really just reflects that importance of getting that early science rolling, because, you know, if you do that, basically just like set it and forget it, to quote a very old infomercial, that if you just get that rolling in the background, then next thing you know, you're just gonna have a bunch of science set up. So I've got 600 science. You know what I've got the science for? I've got the science for a sluice. I want to get the contamination barriers down first, but that's definitely going to happen this episode, and that is going to make me very, very happy. The other big thing I want to do is I want to start pulling in some badwater. Yeah, we're getting enough of a flow there. So let me set up a badwater pump up here. How much is this? 250. Let's flip that to there. Yes. And let's get our path set up to it. Okay. This is going to be a longer term project. Just going to get my road set up to it. This is going to be a longer term project to get out and build that and start collecting that bad water. I might actually, you know what, let me just do it. I'm going to go ahead and higher prioritize that and that just to start collecting some bad water pretty quick here. And let me also get storage. How are my gears looking? Oh, I don't have storage for my gears, so I've currently maxed out on 10. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get that built and prioritize that. So that way I can start collecting some bad water, and that way I can get my my explosives going. Let's make sure that this is prioritized. There we go. Okay. Boy, after all that, after how careful I was that entire time, and then just not paying attention. Also, one of the downsides to frequently going on 3-speed, which is another habit that I have. but frequently going on 3-speed. Okay. But in the meantime, all of this is built. All of this is looking really, really good. And we are putting our beavers to work. We're only missing 2 haulers, which is great. Our logistics are looking really good. Let me get some sunflower seed storage on this side. I think I'm going to put it... Where's my storage? Medium warehouse. I think I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to keep it off the edge, just in case I decide to build the path here. I don't think I'm going to, but just in case. And let's get this to be sunflower seeds. Beautiful. That way we can start gathering those over there. We are looking good over here. Probably need... No, we've got plenty of potatoes. You know what we really need? Is we need another farmhouse that our farmers are currently overwhelmed. We are not picking enough crops here. So let's get another farmhouse. How can I take best advantage of my land here? I'm curious. How expensive... Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of materials to build an overhang. That's not going to be worth it. So instead, let's go ahead and let's just do this is under food, my efficient farmhouse. Let's just get a second one down. There we go. Where's a good place to put it? Kind of want to tuck it away. Let me see. If I put this here... Yeah, I could only get one item on this side. You know, honestly, I know I talked about maybe putting some industry on this side. I think that's just silly. I think I want to keep this for farming. After all, that's like that was the whole reason we moved over there, was to do farming. So let's keep with that. I could get kind of cute and just like platform here. But that's just silly. That's just, I think right now with where our resources are, that's just kind of silly. So I'm going to, how far down? I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, of course it can reach over there. We planted stuff over there. All right, and then you can also reach all the way over there. So my efficient farmhouse, if I put this here, how far out can you reach? If I put you on the road, yeah, you're not going to be able to reach those potatoes over there. That's fine. Doesn't need to overlap entirely, I guess. Let's... Just put it somewhere, Christopher. There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll just do that. Probably not the best place for it, but I think it's going to be good enough. And then that way I can get some more farmers over here. And then, because we've got all the potatoes in the world, and we are currently out of potatoes on this side of the map. We're out of grilled potatoes. So obviously we got something wrong here. We also really do need to get some raw storage here. So I think it might almost be time to set up some warehouses for it. I'm going to hold off on that for the time being. I'm going to prioritize the building by haulers, so that way we're making sure that we're getting stuff out of there as quick as possible. Remember that your haulers will move stuff to, in our case here, to our grill, so that'll get things moved over. We've got so much grilled spatterdock. We are looking really good there. It'd be nice to get some more potatoes, though. I want to get our grilled potatoes back again. So, okay. let's see, how are we looking? We are almost done with this. Oh, this needs to be set up for badwater, and we need our path right here. And now we can start building this. So this is going to be 10 gears, which we've got, 20 logs, which obviously we've got, and then 5 metal blocks, which we will stamp out. Beautiful. Then how am I'm still looking okay on injured beavers, even though we're starting to continue down the progression. And let's see. Yeah, you'll notice productivity 94%. Why? A, because I've got haulers, but also B, because I've got the materials right here. And then you'll also notice that same thing here. Productivity 93%, productivity 93%, productivity 95%. So making it real easy for our beavers to make planks, gears, and excuse me, and make metal blocks. Beautiful. And let's prioritize that. You know what actually I'm going to do? Rather than prioritizing that, you know what I'm going to do instead is let me just get all of that to low. Basically just saying, hey, as you have time, go ahead and start building that. And then what I'm going to do is start getting all of this set up over here. And I'm just going to put this to lowest. I think I'm going to be okay if I just stop there. Yeah. And then let's go here, 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 and there. I think that's going to be good. And then how am I going to protect these berries? Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to accept that some of these, like the ones maybe like right here, are going to die. And then let's go ahead and do this. Look at that. I swear I did not play ahead to see that a bad tide was going to be coming. But that is definitely interesting timing. And I think this is going to start to change our build order here. Yeah. Okay. We just need the metal blocks. I don't think we've got... Oh, yeah, we've got demolition. Okay. All right. Well, things are now different. Let's do that. And then let's get... Yeesh. Yeah, I think we're just going to protect the food. We've got a really good supply of logs here. We've got another set of trees here, and trees are popping out here. I think we're going to be okay. We're definitely going to have some loss here because unfortunately a lot of these, well, actually a lot of these are set to pop pretty quick here. So we'll see what happens. I might still be able to salvage some logs out of this, but we are definitely going to see what happens. So this will also be a really good test to see if I'm right about planting to here. On a related note, let me also contamination barrier right there. There we go. Okay. All right, and I'm going to keep an eye on this to make sure that I don't accidentally wind up letting bad water run into there. Oh, no. All right. We're going through through 100 a day. We need more water. Oh, we need more water in a bad way. No pun intended. Let's get this built as quick as possible. Yeah, this, I'm just not paying close enough attention. Yeah, one of the things, of course, about increasing your population is that that water that you had previously, all of a sudden, isn't going to cut it. So yeah, and in fact, you know what else I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup over here, just so then that way I can get another water pump down and still get some contamination barriers in the future. A lot of these are going to wind up dying. Fortunately, I've got a forester, so I'll be able to replant a fair number of those berries. All my crops over here should be fine. We've got water over here, and this will help keep all of this irrigated for as long as this survives. I think it'll probably reach to about here. So we'll probably lose some sunflowers. I'm fine with that. As long as we can hang on to our potatoes and our carrots, we're going to be good. All right. Well, prioritized by haulers. All right, bad tide started. I'm just going to wait for a second here. Just going to wait for a second. Man, this animation looks so much better in update 6. That is wild. Okay. Yep, we can start to see bad water coming in. You'll notice the color of the water changing. There we go. And then you'll also notice the impact that that's having here. So this is going to dry out. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. I'm going to lose the sunflower seeds. I'm not going to worry too much about that. And all of this is going to be fine? Question mark? Let's speed this up and let's see. Let's see what happens. Yeah. We're going to be good. We are going to be good. Right through to here. Excellent. Just as I had predicted. Beautiful. So we'll be okay there. It's only a 1 day, so I'm also going to be okay on water. And let's see, how far in is the bad water going? It's slowly creeping in. Definitely taking its time, but it is slowly creeping in. I'm going to bring this up to 3. Yeah, so about to here. Yeah, and this is one thing that you're going to notice is, yeah, when an item is contaminated, it dies fast. So we're putting in those contamination barriers. So we might have actually saved this here. I'm wondering if there's a bug in the game. Because we've got, all of that was bad water that was running through here, and it didn't really creep in when we had those, as we were planting those. Maybe it just wasn't around long enough so that, don't forget to lower that, so that it didn't actually reach in, but yeah. Okay. I've now looked down at my watch here. I see that I've been recording for about 50 minutes. I had said that I was going to be about 45. I get lost in the game. I love to play this game. It is so much fun. Okay. Let's see. I think this might actually be a good cut point, though, because our first bad tide ended. We survived that. So that all went really well. We're gathering badwater here, so we'll be able to start putting together some explosives in the not too distant future. And yeah, we're looking good. Okay. I think this is a perfect spot to put a cut in the video. We accomplished everything. We got our metal going. We got our contamination barriers. We started to collect some bad water, and we built out our housing over here. I haven't turned that one on yet. I'm going to hold off on that. I'm not going to make the same mistake I did previously. So, yeah. I think this is a perfect place to end it. Again, if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, share, all those good things. And then on top of that, if you really want to support the channel, if you consider making a donation to my fundraiser, anybody who donates $10 or more, name in the game, you can find that link in the description down below. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.